Being alone for a while is dangerous. It's addicting. Once you see how peaceful it is, you don't want to deal with people anymore. I say I said that. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Doesn't matter. What matters is that when you hear it, it either hits you straight in the chest or it slides right past you. But for millions of people, that line sticks. Because deep down, we all know there's a truth in it. Something raw. Something most people are too bloody afraid to admit. Solitude, peace, silence. The kind of quiet that makes you feel like you've finally taken your first full breath after years of drowning. But here's the paradox. That quiet, that freedom, that peace, it comes with a price. And that's what we're here to talk about. Why solitude feels so powerful, why it's so addictive, and why it can, if you're not careful, eat you alive. Let's start with the good bit. The reason people chase solitude like it's a drug. It's about control. When you're alone, everything is yours. Your time, your choices, your rhythm. You don't have to compromise. You don't have to negotiate. You don't have to bend your world to fit someone else's storm. If anyone wants to come in, they've got to be better than your peace, better than your silence, better than your solitude. Otherwise, door stays shut. That's a powerful position to be in. Then there's the quiet. And I don't mean the absence of noise, I mean real silence. The kind that feels like a cathedral. Sacred, immense, heavy enough to press down on you, but comforting enough to hold you steady. Introverts call it medicine. People with anxiety call it relief. For some, it's the first time in their lives they're not pretending, not performing, just being. And then there's the biggest gift of solitude. You realize you don't need anyone else to light you up. You can feel joy on your own. You can laugh on your own. You can sit in peace, and it's enough. That's when you know you've found something powerful. Because if you can find happiness without anyone else, no one can take it away. But here's the catch. That power comes with teeth, and they sink in deep. The first danger, you forget how to deal with people. Like an unused muscle, your social skills weaken. Conversation feels clumsy. Small talk feels pointless. You start to lose patience. Someone tells a long story, and inside you're thinking, why am I wasting my time? One bloke admitted he snapped at his mum during an argument, actually shoved her and realised solitude had taught him to protect himself, but not to hold space for anyone else. Another said it stripped him of compassion. He could see someone grieving, someone suffering, and instead of stepping forward, he stepped back because his peace mattered more. Their chaos wasn't worth disturbing his stillness. And then comes the anxiety. You spend too long on your own, and the idea of interacting with people becomes exhausting, even terrifying. A casual chat feels like climbing Everest. A crowded room feels like drowning. Some people confess they get lonely, not just a little, but desperately. They crave a proper conversation, a touch, a laugh, a moment of shared humanity. But by then, they're so out of practice, they don't even know how to reach for it anymore. That is the paradox of solitude. The more you love it, the less capable you become of surviving without it. And that's why it's dangerous. Now, let's clear something up. Did I say it? Did Keanu Reeves, Jim Carrey, Socrates? Who knows? The internet throws names at quotes like darts at a war. After time, it sticks to the wrong bloke. And here's a little giveaway. The word addicting. That's not me. I'd have said addictive. I'm English. It's in the bones. But the thing about quotes is this. It doesn't matter who said it. Once it's out there, once it resonates, it belongs to everyone. And this one It hit a nerve. Millions of people read it, nodded, whispered, "Yeah, that's me." So whether it came from me or from some faceless writer on the internet, doesn't matter. The truth in it remains the same. Now here's where solitude gets really tricky. Peace feels good, too good. It feels like safety, like sanctuary, but it can rob you of something crucial, your stamina for connection. One man put it bluntly, solitude gave me clarity, but it stole my compassion. That's the trade. You get sharpness, self-control, calm, but you lose patience, empathy, warmth. And eventually, you don't just avoid people, you fear them. Fear the chaos, fear the noise, fear the vulnerability that comes with letting someone in. And here's the darkest bit. Some people admit they'd rather die alone than deal with the mess of other people. They say it would be relaxing. That's the final cost of solitude. You don't just shut the door on others, you bolt it and then you throw away the key. So, what's the solution? Do we give up solitude? Do we lock ourselves in a crowd and never come up for air? No, it's about balance. Solitude is a tool. Companionship is a tool. You need both. Too much solitude and you rust. Too much social noise and you drown. Time alone builds self-awareness. Time with people builds compassion. Both make you human. Mandy Hale put it well. Until you're comfortable being alone, you'll never know if you're choosing someone out of love or out of loneliness. That's the key. You don't need to fear solitude. You just need to master it. Control it instead of letting it control you. Use it to sharpen yourself, but don't let it turn you to stone. So here's the challenge. Ask yourself this. When you're alone, do you feel peace or do you feel emptiness? Because if you feel peace, you're on the right track. If you feel emptiness, you're using solitude as an escape, not a sanctuary. And here's another question. When people enter your life, do they add to your peace or do they disturb it? If it's the latter, maybe they're not meant to be there. But if you can't let anyone in, if the idea of company makes you recoil, then you've tipped too far. You're not protecting your peace anymore. You're hiding from life. That's the knife edge of solitude. Balance on it carefully. So, I'll leave you with this. Which is harder? Learning to sit with yourself or learning to tolerate the chaos of other people? That's the real fight. Drop your answer in the comments, I want to hear it. And if you felt this truth, if solitude has ever felt like home, but also like a trap, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Subscribe, stick around, because sometimes the most dangerous battles are the ones fought in silence.